Hey guys, Jane here, and I wanted to do a review on Blackman's Coffin, which is book one in the Sam Blackman mystery series. And this is a book that I found quite on accident. I was looking for a book to read for the Disability Readathon in October, and this was one of the books that came up on my searches for having disabled characters. It didn't end up being one that I included in the actual disability reads as far as the prompts go, but I still was excited to read it. It looked really interesting, and I'm so glad I did. This is a book one in the series, and I do plan to continue the series. This is about a guy named Sam Blackman who was a former military MP, military police, and he was injured in Iraq and has an amputation now. He has been flown back and is at a rehabilitation center in North Carolina. When we first meet Sam, he's not really sure what he's doing with his life. He is thinking about going and living with his brother. However, there is some tension between him and his brother. His brother has a wife and two children, and the brothers are in the process of suing a company that was responsible for their parents' death. The brothers kind of have different ideas about how that suit should go, what they should be asking for, how they feel about it. And that comes into play a bit in the story, which was actually a really interesting side note in the story. But so Sam is not really sure what's going to happen next in his life when he meets Takima. Takima is also an amputee, and she is also a veteran. She is now working at a security company, and she tells Sam that she has a job that she needs his help with. He thinks she's trying to hire him at the security company, and he's not really interested. He's not really sure what he's going to do, but getting a job right here, right now is not what he had in mind. He has plans to go move in with his brother. But as he thinks on it, he decides to call Takima back and find out more information. Unfortunately, instead of getting her on the phone, he finds out that she has been murdered. This sparks his interest, and having been a former military police, he is on the case. He sneaks out of the hospital quite a few times to do some investigating, and in all of this, he meets Takima's younger sister, Nikayla. Nikayla, of course, wants her sister's murder solved. She also believes that Takima had a bigger project for Sam. She believes that Sam is supposed to help investigate a murder of one of their ancestors. The murder is from 1919, and there is a journal that has clues in it. That there's a note on the journal saying, from her sister, please give to, this is for Sam, basically. So Nikayla engages Sam in this pursuit of her sister's killer, and together they try to see how the mystery from the past and the present converge, and if they're connected, and if they are, how. This is book one in the series. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I do plan to read the next book in the series. I already have it ordered. This book was a really good time. I thought the setting was very rich. There is a lot of discussion both in the present and the future, or in the past, about the treatment of minorities, because Nikayla and her sister are African American. So there is good representation in the book as well. So you have people with disabilities and people of color. The mystery was solid. It was not one where I guessed what was going on ahead of time. But for me, it was one of those that guessing whodunit wasn't as important as seeing the skin peeling away on the onion and the reveal of the story. I really had a good time as we found out the mystery, even though I didn't guess ahead of time who the killer was. This is not this is not a cozy mystery. I mostly read cozy mysteries, and regular mysteries are kind of hit and miss for me. But this one I really had a good time with, even though it was not a cozy, which is slightly outside of the genre I read. This was more along the lines of a Hercule Poirot, Agatha Christie type mystery. You have somebody who is a professional detective who is it's not a police procedural, but they are looking for real clues. They're looking at forensic evidence. They're not just asking around. There is some asking around, but it's a complex case. And I really had a good time with it. I really thought that the blending of past and present was done well. Sometimes when there's a journal or a book within the book, especially if we get to read large chunks of that doesn't always work for me, but this book it did. I think especially because I listened to the audio. I'm not sure I would have enjoyed the story within the story as much had I not been listening to the audio, because when we first are introduced to the journal, it's kind of a long run. So I do think that was a little bit difficult for me, and I think, but I'm not sure, that literature plays a big role in future books as well. The journal was connected to a famous writer in the area. I don't know if he's a real writer because I had never heard of him, I don't think, or I didn't know anything about him, like it's not somebody I'd read. But the next book is called something about Fitzgerald, so I'm wondering if there's a Gatsby connection. So yeah, I'm excited to continue on. This book was a good first in a series, a good mystery. I liked the characters. I liked the mystery. I liked the way that past and present were well integrated in the story. If you're looking for a new mystery series to pick up, so far in the series, I can recommend this. I'm really excited. It's been fun, and it's a nice, diverse read. So if you've read this or any of the other Sam Blackwell books, I would love your comments below. Does the series continue to be good? Does the series continue to tie in to literary stuff? Because I feel like that's super up my alley. Yeah, so any comments you have about the series, please leave below. Also, my social media is below, including links to my list of books. I am a writer, mostly romance, so if you are interested in reading any of my books, the list for that is below. Also below are ways to contact me off of YouTube. Feel free to do so. If you are new here, please subscribe so that you can get more content. And if you enjoyed the content I provided, please hit like. It helps the algorithms. Thanks, guys. This has been Jane. I'll see you next time. Bye.